Welcome to your next video. We're talking about R and L controlled vowel sounds. In this video, we cover the 5 R controlled vowel patterns: R, or, and the O pattern. Looking at the chart, you can see how A, E, I, O, U, how those sounds change, change when joined with In addition, the A sound also changes its sound when joined with L. So we get R, or, all. The changes in sound seem to be a natural part of speech. The seems to blend in with the vowels and make new sounds. The O, not as much, but it does blend with the A. The affects all 5 vowel sounds and changes their short sound to something else. The A changes to R. The O sound changes to O. The E, I, A sounds change to The R and L controlled vowel pattern works for most one-syllable words. In 2-syllable words, not so much. For example, in words like sugar, it's like sugar. The R sounds like though if you overpronounce it, the R, it is easier to guess the word sugar. This vowel pattern, though, it's still a useful rule to teach for beginners. It works for the simple words that they read. R, and or sounds are the most frequent. The IR and UR are not as many words, but still there. Some phonics teachers focus on the most frequent ones first. And yeah, there are exceptions to the rule. Like the IR in miracle, we say miracle, not miracle. And the UR in berry, we say berry, not burry or bury. Yeah, but there are very few exceptions. 3 of the combinations, make the same sound. This makes them easy to read, but harder to spell. In this video, we'll do the UR pattern first. Then we'll tackle the ER and IR. We'll only teach the AL, the all sound, as an L-affected sound. Well, think about diagnostics. Think about your class. Do you really need to teach them this pattern? If you do the phonics check as we recommend, and your students are reading the made-up words smar as smear, or blore as blow, or fleur as floor, then yes, you should teach it. Can the teaching go wrong? Nothing can go wrong. The only thing that might be confusing is if you teach the concept in a random way. I noticed this when watching one lesson. The teacher said, "This morning we are looking at L words. What words have ILL in them?" One student said, "Kel," another said, "Kelly," and another said, "milk." The teacher then wrote on the board, "Ill, will, hill, bill." That was it. The students had learned a random pattern, L. That was it. The students learned a random pattern, L. I just wasn't sure why the teacher chose ill words to teach. The pattern L is not really the one that's most affected by the L sound. The only one really that we need to teach is that spelling all, A-L, all, which does have an or sound that you can hear in a word like talk, t-or-k, talk. If you start by teaching an overall concept of R and L controlled vowels, and you teaching a general rule how to say those sounds, then the students will know what you're trying to teach them and what you want them to learn. Well, the best way to illustrate this is to give some sample mini lessons. And here's one on the L-controlled vowel sound, all. Hello, everybody. Do you remember the vowel sounds? Yes? I'll write them on the board. A, I, O, A. Yeah, today we're studying what happens when you change the A vowel sound with the O sound, when we join the two together. So look at this word, wall. When A has a L after it, its sound changes from ow to all. Do you notice anything special about these words? Have a look at these. I'll read them. Wall, walk, ball, chalk. Remember, everyone, when the O sound comes after the A sound, the sound changes to or. And we call that the L-controlled vowel sound. Well, now let's try a mini lesson on controlled vowel sounds. Morning, everybody. Do you remember the vowel sounds? Yes, exactly. I'll write them on the board again. I'm writing A, E, I, O, A. Yeah, today we're learning about how these sounds can change when the sound comes after them. We'll do the A sound first. When you join A and the sound changes to A. The takes over the sound of A and we get A. Look at this chart. These words all have A. The pictures will help you. I'll show you how to sound them out. I'll point to each sound. F, farm, k, d, card, p, k, park, k, t, cart, yard, yard, barn, dark. Now let's look at the sound. You can see on the chart how the changes to or. All these words have the or sound. I'll show you how to sound them out. The picture is a clue to the sound. I'll point to each sound. K, or, n, f, or, k, b, or, n, p, or, k, k, or, d, st, or, m, storm, sp, or, t, sport, t, or, ch, sh, or, t, short. The also changes the to Looking at the last column on the chart, all these words have an sound. I'll show you how to sound them out. I'll point to each sound. F, fur, b, burn, surf, t, n, b, p, t, p, hurl, church. Very good. Now, you remember that these letters make the sound. We can also spell the sound like this. I'm going to write E-R-I-R, Yeah, let's look at another chart. Looking at the first column in the chart, these words all have the sound, but we spell them with like this. I'm going to write it and I'll show you how to sound them out. I'll point to each sound. Her, fern, berm, term. Now, looking at the second column, the words, they all have the sound, but we have spelt the like this. So I'm writing I-R. I'll show you how to sound them out. I'll point to each sound. Dirt, firm, bird, first. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Like today, we've shown you how the changes the vowels so that they have an ah, or, and sound. Yeah, great job. You have learned how to read affected vowel sounds. Great. Well, we've done the too many lessons. This is a note for the teacher just about some other things, like with the sound. Some teachers teach the IR and the ER in a separate lesson because it is a challenge to remember that the sound has 3 different spellings. If further work that you might want to teach, some programs teach these are controlled spellings. I'll write them down. Ear, ear, ear. Yeah, I think it's best if you leave these extra ones until after the other patterns are automatic, like when they can read or